Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Gigi Says What Now? Okay, so but for real though, I was going through my dad's stuff. He passed away recently, I'm sorry to say. Anyway, I was going through his stuff and I came across this book. I came across a lot of books, but I couldn't keep them all. I was in another state, and so I had to transfer all this stuff. Anyway, this is called The Time Life Encyclopedia of Things That Never Were. Totally not sponsored, and yes, it is obviously copyrighted. It's a Time Life book. It's written by Michael Page and Robert Ingpen. And it was first published in 1985, copyright 1985. The illustrations are by Robert Ingpen, and the text copyright is Michael Page. And it's just a really awesome and radical book. I'm totally into it. So I thought I would read a little from it for you today. I like the little sparklies though. They make me happy. We should be happy, right? So, how beautiful this is. This says, there's a world around the corner of your mind where reality is an intruder and dreams come true. You may escape into it at will. You need no secret password, no magic wand or Aladdin's lamp. Only your own imagination and curiosity about the things that never were. So chapter 1 is all about things of the cosmos. So I thought I would read a little to you today and give you the rundown of what Time Life thinks of astrology. And because this is an encyclopedia, we shall go in alphabetical order. So starting off with Aquarius, the water bearer who occupies the 11th house of the zodiac. He pours refreshment down the northern hemisphere as the earth moves through the cosmic influence of his house between January and February of each year. Aquarius was originally Ganymede, Ganymede, the son of King Thros of Pythria, Pythyria, Phrygia. Alexa, how do you pronounce Phy? Oops.
I pronounce that Phy.
Alexa, stop. Take two. Alexa, how do you pronounce Phrygia? Dyslexia. Oh my god.
I pronounce that Phrygia, but I'm always working on how I say things, and I might not have it right.
I might not have it right either. It's okay, girl. Don't worry about it. He was an astoundingly beautiful youth, and travelers came from all over the ancient world to watch him as he exercised naked, except for the cap on his silken curls. Did you know that the very first Olympians actually did compete naked? I'm writing a book, actually, where they come up with a games and all the competitors compete naked. Of course, there is an underlying reason for that is not based at all in reality. But I just thought that was fun. Anyway, he soon attracted the attention of Zeus, the ruler of Olympus, who was an ardent lover of male and female beauty. Zeus struck a bargain with King Thros, who exchanged his son for a team of heavenly steeds, and Zeus changed himself into an eagle in order to lift the youth up to Olympus. Aquarius, as cupbearer to the gods and goddesses, and their young servant kept the goblets filled, as all were charmed by his grace and beauty. Eventually, Zeus rewarded him with immortality by placing him in the heavens as a constellation. As a servant to the gods of the beautiful youth, he had been chatty and gregarious companion, eager to make friends with all of them, displaying an alert and sensitive mind. Now, when Aquarius fulfills his cosmic duty of providing refreshments for mortals instead of gods, humans born under his influence may absorb his characteristics. Aries. My child is an Aries, and this child lives in a house with 3 Scorpios, so that's fun. And my middle boy, he's this poor little Pisces swimming through all of us. So Aries is a powerful creature who gazes upon the spring grass of pastures of heaven. When the creatures of the cosmos first put him out to pasture, he resembled the sheep of the ancient Arcadia. He was colored white and brown and black, and his long tangled fleece was more like hair than wool. He was long-legged and agile, and his horns were more like those of a goat. I just lost my lighting. It's bog. But the eternal beings who inhabit the various houses of the zodiac are continuously changing, although they are forever the same, and Aries has somehow the resemblance of a ram. Aries is the leader of the flock, once owned by the great god Mars, who was a farmer before he took up the profession of arms, and the constellation of Aries lies close to the planet Mars. Aries is a true ram, belligerent, lustful, and a fertile in creation. He is quite placid when left undisputed possessions of his ewe. That really didn't make any sense. He's quite placid when left in undisputed possession of his ewes, but he charges furiously against any challenger. Naturally, he imparts these qualities to humans born between March and April under the sign of the ram. Cancer. The great crab who rules the 4th house of the zodiac. She is a survivor from the days when Hercules was performing the 12 labors. The second was the killing of the monstrous 9-headed Hydra, who lived in the marshes of Lerna. Cancer was one of Hydra's centuries. Why do I try to read? When Hercules approached her, she bit his foot. Hercules immediately crushed the crustacean, but she was rescued by the goddess Hera. Hercules was one of the many illegitimate sons of her husband Zeus. And page turn. She never lost a chance to spite these products of her husband's liaisons. She placed Cancer in the heavens, where the crab survives forever as a symbol of the Great Mother. One of my bestest friends is a Cancer, and yeah, Great Mother totally describes her for sure. Capricorn, the stellar manifestation of the great god Pan. I actually did a video on Pan. You should go check it out. I don't remember what it's titled, and maybe I'll link it in the description. I don't know. To the son of Hermes was one of the few gods to be born imperfect, with the body and arms of a man, but the hindquarters of a goat. His grimacing face bears sharp horns and a billy goat's beard. These seemingly disadvantages proved very useful in his favorite sport of chasing and seducing nymphs. But during the war of Olympus against the Titans, he was one of the gods who had to escape by changing their shapes. Pan jumped into the river Nile and changed himself into a fish below the navel and a goat from the waist upwards. And when the cosmic war was over, Zeus rewarded Pan for his ingenuity by changing him into the constellation Capricorn, which he is named for the 2 Latin words caprice, goat, and cornus, horn. Pan used his goat legs to climb out of the summit of the heavens, and his character had not changed since he capered through the forces of Arcadia. He could be a loyal friend, as he had ingenuity, industry, and creativity, which enabled him to invent and play the panpipes. When the mood takes him, he is malicious, secretive, and selfish. It's no wonder that human beings born in the 10th house of the zodiac, when Capricorn is in ascendant, may share some of Pan's personality traits. I have a kitty cat named Pan. Gemini. The collective name for the twins, Castor and Pallas. Occupants of the 3rd house of the zodiac, they were born from eggs laid by Leda and Zeus, seduced in her guise of a swan. Like so many children of Zeus, they enjoyed lawlessness and adventurous existence during their time on Earth. They fought in the siege of Troy, sailed with Jason on the quest for the Golden Fleece, and eloped with the daughters of Lepidus. Like so many children of Zeus, no! This exploit led to sword play with Idas and Lynceus. I can't say that. Lyncenus, who had been courting the sisters until the twins took fancy in them. Idas slew Castor, and Pollux grieved so deeply over the death of his twin that their father Zeus placed them both among the stars. The handsome and adventurous men perpetuate the memories of the roving, carefree life, acting by the protectors of sailors and hospitality. Their nature is energetic and volatile, vain, talkative, curious, Naturally, they impart these characteristics on some humans born between May and June, when the house of Gemini is ascendant. The handsome and adventurous men perpetuate the memories of the roving, carefree life, acting by the protectors of sailors and hospitality. Their nature is energetic and volatile, vain, talkative, curious. Naturally, they impart these characteristics on some humans born between May and June, when the house of Gemini is ascendant. Leo. The lion who dominates the fifth house of the zodiac. He is one of the most powerful creatures of the zodiac because he is related to both the sun and the moon. In one of his earliest manifestations, he lived on earth as the lion of Nemes until Hercules killed him and made him an armor of his own pelt. I don't know if I'd want to wear my own skin. I mean, not like if it was like, removed and made into armor. Ew. Can I just keep it and wear it the way it is? In happier times, Leo was worshipped by many of the races of antiquity. He still enjoyed pride of place and an archetypical symbol of courage, nobility, and enterprise. But he enjoys the comfort as much as other felines, and he spends much of his time snoozing in his den. He is a magnificent creature. When he is aroused, he stalks forth with his eyes blazing yellow in the sun and his mane bristling in its rays, but he does not enjoy exerting himself, and he soon pads yawning back into the shade. I really kind of hope there's reincarnation, because I would love to come back as a big cat. Did you know they spend 50% of their lives lounging in the sun and sleeping, and they're nocturnal? That sounds fucking fantastic. Despite his fangs, Leo is a friendly and affectionate beast, a loving father, his cubs, and protective husband of the lioness. He radiates confidence and assurance, but his massive strength attracts a surfeit. Alexa, what is surfeit?
As a noun, surfeit is usually defined as excess, an excessive amount. As a verb, surfeit is usually defined as to bring to a state of surfeit by excess of food or drink.
So basically, he had a shit ton of admirers. Sometimes this makes him vain and dictatorial, but he uses his strength to command rather than to lead. Leo reigns over the months of the high summer when his cousin the sun mounts highest in the sky. Those humans born in late July and early August may find themselves under his influence. Libra. The golden scales, which stand in the seventh house of the zodiac, under control of the Venus Aphrodite. The dual personality of this goddess frequently tempts her to tip the scales in one direction or the other. Sometimes as Venus, the serene beauty, she places a finger on the scale known as, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, Zubenschalami. Anyway, and the balance tips backwards towards riot and wild rivalry. The golden scales stand at the balance of the year when the seasons are at the northern hemisphere and about to pass from mellow autumn into the cool and storms of winter. Therefore, it is understandable that those born under the influence of Libra may swing between good and bad, selfishness and unselfishness, reliability and deceit. I have a friend that was born on October 13th. He's a Libra. He's not the luckiest guy, but I love him so much. Pisces, like I said, my baby's a Pisces. He's not a baby anymore, he's 19. Anyway, the fish which swims through the watery regions of the 12th house of the zodiac through late February and March. He floods the northern hemisphere with the water which ensues good crops in the summer. His origin is lost in mystery, although peoples of the world have always known of his existence. He is the ruler of seaweed, moss, ferns, water lilies, and all other plants which grow in the water, and of the sand and rocks of the fringe of the sea. The nature of Pisces is not that of the shark or other ravagers of the ocean. Rather is that of the whale, massive, yet agile, gentle, noble, possessed in knowledge and wisdom. Yep, that's my baby. Sagittarius. My partner's a Sagittarius. I was born on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius, but so my sun sign is technically Sagittarius, but all my other signs are definitely Scorpio. I identify as Scorpio. I'm a fucking Scorpio. But my partner, full on Sagittarius. Sagittarius, half horse, half man, who rules the 9th house of the zodiac. Most centaurs are drunken, lustful creatures who revel in mischief. One of the few expectations was Cheiron. The boy cult Apollo and Athernus instructed him in music, medicine, archery, gymnastics, and other useful arts and sciences, and endowed them with their own gifts of prophecy. When he grew into a horse manhood and combined the wisdom, grace, and agility of the gods and horses, so that their parents of the young gods valued him as the teacher of their offspring. Oh, I value my baby as a teacher of my offspring too. He moved in aristocratic circles and became a good friend of Hercules, but by sad irony he was wounded by one of the poisoned arrows which Hercules shot at a boar, and he was immortal like all centaurs, but he feared the poison would torment him for the rest of eternity. But Zeus rewarded him for his services to the gods by changing him into the constellation Sagittarius, the archer. Centaur is now free to gallop joyously over the celestial pastures with his bow and arrows. Unlike Eros, another well-known bowman of the pantheon, he never shoots his arrows maliciously. I mean, I don't know. We all have a little malice in us, don't we? And now it's all about me, Scorpio. The power of the guardian of the 8th house of the zodiac descended from Selket, the scorpion goddess of Egypt. She is the goddess of both fertility and the afterlife. She guards one of the 4 gates to the underworld. Like an insect, which is her symbol, she will not harm those who leave her alone, but she will inflict agonizing punishment on any meddlers. Scorpio is perhaps the most powerful and mysterious of all the cosmic beings of the zodiac. She has the power to destroy or enlighten, create or eliminate. The venom of her sting may be as deadly as the serpent or as pure as the life-giving and essence which flows between man and woman. It is no wonder that in men and women born under the sign of Scorpio, these powerful forces may release themselves as creativity and loyal or egotism and their desire to overpower the weak. Taurus. Now Scorpios shouldn't like Scorpios and Tauruses, you know what I'm saying? But I've actually dated 2 Tauruses in my life, and I absolutely love and adore them both. They're both wonderful, beautiful, amazing rays of sunshine and light, and they're amazing, and I hope that they're happy and doing very well. I'm trying to get this filter to turn off and turn on, but it's not. Okay, anyway, sorry. Taurus, the great bull which rules the 2nd house of the zodiac, where he roams the lush pastures of late spring. He is a massive beast with great 4 quarters and a proud head bearing massive crescent horns, his black pelt shining with the reflection of the stars that his bold bright eyes fill the moon. Taurus is closely related to many great bulls of antiquity, including those who were worshipped by Egyptians. He does not, however, care to be reminded about his disreputable cousin Minotaur, the son of an illicit union between a bull and a woman. There is not a more gallant sight than Taurus throughout the pastures of heaven, as he stands proudly, surveying his dominion, or trots lightly through the emerald grass with his great horns poised for combat. He's like the personification of strength and vitality. Like any other bull, he is pragmatic and stubborn, loyal and determined, and extremely protective of the cows and calves of his herd. Humans between April and May are likely to display similar qualities. And what other qualities they are? I did it. I took the makeup off and on. I'm not gonna do it again. God, this one makes me look like my eyes. Anyway, Virgo, the queen of the sixth house of the zodiac, has an unhappy history. Oh, unhappy. In mortal life, she was a daughter of a king of Attica, whose shepherds killed him when they made him drunk, and his virgin daughter, Erigone, Erigone, set out to find him with her dog, which they discovered the hidden grave. And their sorrow, Erigone hanged herself from a tree, and the dog drowned himself. That's really dark. Oh, poor Virgo. This tragedy aroused the pity of Zeus and placed the trio among the stars. The dog became the lesser dog star, and Erigone became Virgo. She hanged herself when the fruits and the grains of summer were ripening for harvest, and so Virgo has forever symbolized as the ripeness of womanhood, which has not yet surrendered itself. As beliefs her royal birth, she is a maiden of regal appearance, tall, slender, calm, yet curved and tender, with the promise of riches yet to be bestowed. Like any mortal girl, her mood changes rapidly, and she may be helpful and dependable, or flighty and untidy and dreamy. A human born under the influence of Virgo may well have these personality traits. The zodiac. The houses of the zodiac. Planet Earth voyages on an eternal rhythmic cycle ordained with the first creators fashioned of the cosmos out of chaos. It moves and revolves within the vast complexity of the other heavenly bodies, of which some still lie beyond our knowledge and consciousness. As the entire cosmos journeys on its way through time, space, and destiny, so planet Earth travels its ordained passage through the 12 houses of the zodiac. As the planet enters the sphere of influence of each house, its vibrant powers eradicate everything that grows, moves, or is voyaging the globe. As the planet enters the sphere of influence of each house, its vibrant powers irradiate everything that grows or moves upon voyaging the globe, and at the same time, other stars and planets exert their mystic influence depending on the position of the Earth as it travels within each house. Each heavenly body has a specific power which may strengthen or distort that of beings of the zodiac. During each annual cycle, planet Earth moves first through the house of Aries, who causes plants and animals to respond with the invigoration of spring, and next it enters the region of Taurus, whose virility flows into man and every other animal as they busy themselves with procreation. Then, as the planet passes through the invisible walls between the houses of Gemini and Cancer and into the house of Leo, we flourish in the summer months, which urge the spirits of plants and animals towards maturity. The cool eyes of Virgo survey us as we move out of the summer and into autumn and into the houses of Libra and Scorpio, who supervise the gradual death of the year. Sagittarius, the archer, fires his first arrows of winter, and the planet travels towards the house of the goat Capricorn, who poises on the summit of the year. And next come the regions of Aquarius, where Aquarius, the water carrier, and Pisces, the fish. Where was I, Pisces, the fucking fish? They're cold, wet creatures of the earth retreat into shelter, and the two beings pour down the water which ensures the renewal of life. Then the cycle begins again, and the inhabitants of earth know that their fortunes will once more follow the cosmic laws. There may be some confusion in obeying them, because they were first ordained in the northern hemisphere, but the characters are all mortals, fashioned by the zodiacal beings who control destinies. Oh, like this filter. Anyway, so yeah, that is the Time Life Encyclopedia of Things That Never Were. Now, if there is anything in this book that you would like me to look up, let me go down in the comments and I will make you a little short and read the description to you. Anyway, I love you. Please, please, please like and subscribe, and I will come back. I come to you every Wednesday with a new episode of Gigi Says What Now. And yeah, remember, you are valid, you are worthy, and you are loved. Till next time.